Good evening, Cement Shoes. Kevin Brand. Good evening. Easily Distracted, Jennifer Ann. Welcome. Good evening to all, and welcome to tonight's live stream of Crime Trivia. Happy Easter to everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful day today. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Going pretty good. I was able to play an entire 18 holes of golf. It's the first time I finished 18 holes in over a month. I was able to do it without much pain or discomfort in my shoulder, so that's a plus, and I'm taking it as a plus. Didn't shoot the best that I could have, but you got grass in your basket, Brian. And welcome, Brian. Well, that's cool. Finally got cleaning done, Jennifer Ann. Just rolling with it. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Easter to you. I got like 2 items crossed off my what I call my honey to-do list. It's a list of things that my wife has asked me to get completed, either projects around the house or with the vehicles or something. Sheila, welcome. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, it looks like I got everybody. Rolling with it. But yeah, I got the hitch unit, the bar on the back of my truck finally installed. I bought the thing a year ago, and I could not figure out how to balance it so I could actually. And this is heavy, so it's probably about 70 pounds. But to sit underneath the truck and hold it up there while I got the bolts in, kind of hard to do with just one person. It would have been a lot easier, and I would have had it done a year ago if I had more than just 2 hands. But I figured it out. I watched a YouTube video on how to install it. If you're just one person, and I used a floor jack to jack up one side of it, while I used the other side. Other side of it, I held up with my hand. So I got it done. Carolyn Michelle Dunn, welcome. My maiden name is Easter, so this is our holiday. Well, that's cool. Hey, Brooks. Me too, 3 hours on the house. Yeah. But that was a big accomplishment for me to finally figure out and get that thing installed. Because, I've got several trailers and campers and stuff, that I need to haul around, and I can't put them on the bumper, the ball on the bumper of my truck. So I can finally get things moved around. So that's a positive. Okie dokie. Welcome. I hope you had a happy Easter. Okie dokie. Hetty, welcome. How are you, Hetty? Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a wonderful Easter, Hetty. Hey, glad that you got it done. Yeah, I'm glad I got it done. And the other thing I got done was I finally finished fixing the kitchen window. And yes, I broke the glass. It's double pane gas insulated, windows with the argon gas or something in it. But I broke the window probably about 5 months ago. We have one of those. It's like a baby bottle brush, and it has like multiple parts to it. You take it apart, but it's got a suction cup on the end of it. And I'd taken it, and we'd always stuck it to the window, above the kitchen sink. Well, I did it, and I went right through the glass and broke it. But I finally got the window replaced. I had to take the whole thing out of the casing and everything else. I got that done today. That's 2 things off my list. My yard is 3/4 of a block, so massive egg hunt with 9 grandchildren. Wow, that's cool. I'm sure they had a lot of fun. We didn't do much for Easter for my son. We made him a basket, some treats and stuff in there, coloring book, crayons, markers, like things like that, and a couple little small like toys and a stuffed bunny. We put all that in a basket for him. He wasn't interested in it at all. He wanted to. He's been playing with like the little wooden blocks that have letters on them and pictures. He's been playing with those and spelling out words. So that's a good thing. And he's more interested in that. Love the shirt. Oh yeah, Guinness Stout. Thank you. You think Cement Shoes is male? Well, Brooks said either is him or his girlfriend. But I think Cement Shoes he's the only one to use the account. I don't know if and tell me if I'm wrong, Cement Shoes. Is your girlfriend's name Michelle or Melissa? It's one of the two. I know it. I just no. Weed is legal in New York now, so lots of happy people. That's cool. It's legal here where I am, to recreational and medical. So a lot of happy people. Rather have happy people than miserable people. Blocks are better than silly Easter baskets activities. The brain. Yeah. She'd smack you above the head if you were playing. Well, say hello to her from me, Cement Shoes. It's legal there in Oregon, Juju Positive, and welcome to the stream, Juju. Yeah, just not federal. Yeah, I'm up across the border from Oregon. Melissa. I knew it was either Melissa or Michelle. Cement Shoes. I didn't forget about you. I said I couldn't remember what your girlfriend's name was. If it was Melissa or Michelle. I was answering the question. That she posted that that thinking that Cement Shoes was a male. I'm like, yeah. Anyways, Sheila XX. Oh, S Brooke. I miss the PNW so much. East Coasters are so high strung out here. You miss the Pacific Northwest? Yeah. I know half the time I go up and down with it. When you lived in Kelso? No. Caroline. Sorry, Caroline. Welcome to the stream, Caroline. Well, thank you, sir. And happy Easter to you, Duty Ron. I appreciate the super chat. I hope you had a wonderful day today. And thank you again for everything that you're doing and reporting on the Orrin and Orson West case. Thank you. Rosemary Kennedy, good evening. How are you doing, sweetheart? I hope you had a wonderful day today. Who wants to play some trivia? Ooh, me. I want to play some trivia. All right, let's see here. So each and every question on the true crime trivia tonight has three options: A, B, or C. Three options to every question. So the first question is, what actress was sent to prison for tax evasion? What actress was sent to prison for tax evasion? Your options are A, Scarlett Johansson, B, Charlie Theron. Sorry, I almost stumbled to pronounce that one. Or C, Sophia Loren. A, B, or C? You're still in Bulgaria? Oh. I hope you still had a wonderful day. Either way, Rosemary Kennedy. Squirrels were stealing eggs today. Hilarious. Yeah, Cement Shoes, you need to go check out his channel. It's Duty Ron. Duty Ron is the name of his YouTube channel. Retired New York City police officer. Got to go check him out. Martha Stewart, LOL. Yeah, Martha Stewart. She didn't go to prison for tax evasion, did she? Or was it insider trading? It was one of the two. I think it was insider trading, though. We got a lot of different options here. C, B, C, A's. We got a couple C's. C, can you repeat the question? The question is, what actress was sent to prison for tax evasion? A, Scarlett Johansson. B, Shirley Theron. Or C, Sophia Loren. Charlie Theron, Scarlett Johansson, Sophia Loren. Or not in that order. A, Scarlett Johansson. B, Charlie Theron. Or C, Sophia Loren. Theron. Let's say Laren. I know. C, insider trading for Martha Stewart. Thank you. That's what I thought it was. Now she's getting high with Snoop Dogg. What an odd pair of friends they must be. Going with C, are you, Cement Shoes? Juju Positive is going with Sophia Loren. Lisa Irwin, welcome. Hi. I hope you had a wonderful day today and weekend. Welcome to the stream. Martha's in thick with old Snoop. Yeah, they seem to be. It just strikes me as an odd friendship. But the correct answer is C. Sophia Loren was sent to prison for tax evasion. I had no idea that she did. Hey, Brittany. Welcome to the stream, Brittany. Hope you had a happy Easter. All right, next trivia question is, in ancient Turkey, as in the country, in ancient Turkey, you could be executed, sentenced to death, and actually executed for drinking any of the following: A, milk, B, coffee, or C, soda or pop, whichever you like to prefer it. How it, it's the same thing. Soda and pop are the same thing. That's why I had to make sure I put both of them down. Soda or pop. A, milk. B, coffee. C, soda or pop. In ancient Turkey, you could be executed for drinking any of the following: milk, coffee, or soda pop. Rapper DMX is on life support in White Plains Hospital, if anyone is interested. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know that. Wow. I did not know that at all. The absolute truth is I've never been a fan of DMX's music. Sorry to hear that. I feel sorry for his family. Coffee, C, B, C, A, C, pop, B, C, soda. Yeah, what happened? Cindy Lou, who? Hello, Cindy Lou, who? Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, Cindy. DMX OD. Wow. Well, pray for him. Listening to Led Zeppelin myself, so not a fan of rap music, but just came across the wire. I don't know. Between Zoso and I don't know. Just an interesting question. The pondering in my head there, Duty, you're on. Which Led Zeppelin album do I prefer the most? Do I like the most? House of the Holy? Zoso? I'm thinking. But I have an entire collection. It was I think I have six or seven different Led Zeppelin albums. I have a bunch of 12-inch singles too. Full-size record singles. I don't know if I'd have to actually look at my collection. I got so many records. Kashmir, House of the Holy. You think House of the Holy is a better album? Hmm. 45s. I've got some 45s. Speaking of 45, so I'll give you the answer, and then I'm going to grab something over here on the other side of the table. It's actually on another table. It's next to it here. But the answer to it, in ancient Turkey, you could be executed for drinking any of the following: A, milk, B, coffee, or C, soda or pop. The correct answer is B, coffee. Now you think about, Turkey, you would think that, coffee would, that's just, wow, it's insane. But you can be executed for drinking coffee in ancient Turkey. Wrap that. So yesterday, I was cleaning up in my office, and some of the things that I've been, I've acquired a lot of, junk over the years. We all do. but I've stumbled across something, and 45s just reminded me of that. Yeah. Got a whole bunch of them. Stumbled across these the other day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20 of them. There are 20 of them here exactly. So I put them in this collectible. It's a Coca-Cola glass, but it's got different. Enjoy Coke. But I found those the other day when I was cleaning up. The adapters, yeah, the adapter for the center of a 45 record. Not all of them needed it. Some of them only had just a spindle hole in them. All right. So the next trivia question. This question was a polling question that was asked last year just before the presidential election. 52% of all Americans who polled, and there were 297,115 people who answered the poll, in total, but 52% of all Americans polled would rather spend a week in jail than be any of the following. Which one of the following for a month? Would rather spend a week in jail than be A, the President of the United States, B, a police officer, or C, the Pope? What would 52% of Americans rather spend a week in jail than do what for a month? Be the President, a police officer, or the Pope for a month? Hi, Alakat. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. I don't save everything. I love music. I really do. And it's just always been one of those things. It's like, it's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. My earliest childhood memories are of my father sitting around and playing the organ, or he would come home and he had a routine where he would always come home and he would change in out of his work clothes and then relax on the couch, and we'd all line up on the sitting and waiting for him, and he'd listen to Frank Sinatra, and music was something that relaxed him. It was something we played. We played music when we were sad, for sad events, at funerals. We played music, happy times, birthday parties, whatever. Music has always been there as part of my life. And, if I'm having a down day, I know I can go over to my hi-fi in the house, and I can, go through my collection and grab a record that I know always brings back a happy memory, put it on, and just like that, it brings me back to that time, that joy, that happiness. So, yeah, I have a lot of music memorabilia and stuff like that and stuff. Please repeat the question for Mary. Cement shoes. All right. So this was a polling question that was asked just before the election. 52% of Americans would rather spend a week in jail than do blank for the following for a month. A, be president. B, be a police officer. Or C, be the Pope. What would 52% of Americans polled rather spend a week in jail a week, so 7 days in jail, than do one of those for a month. Record albums, love for passing time in the 80s. Some nice, relaxing death metal. Yeah, I can understand that, Brian James. I've got a huge collection of death metal, punk, heavy metal. But then again, I have an entire collection. Then I have one of every single Johnny Cash albums ever released. Like the main ones. I mean, there's so many of them that are out there that are like, it's just a repeat of the same music on a different record label. I didn't collect all those, but all the main albums that he ever put out in his lifetime, with different music on them, different styles, gospel, country, Western. He did a lot of music that people don't really realize, and he was kind of a genius, even though his life was kind of messed up. Alice in Chains, I got Alice in Chains. I got everything from Alice in Chains, Mudhoney, Temple of the Dog, alternative rock, Nirvana. But then again, I've got Linda Ronstadt. I've got Glenn Campbell, and Kenny Rogers, the original Hank Sr., Hank Williams Jr. and Hank Sr. I have a very eclectic, taste in music, and I like a little bit of everything. Guns N' Roses, love the Carpenters. I have a Carpenters album, but it has a hairline crack in it, so I can only listen to like the outer 3 tracks. You can't listen to anything else on either side except for the first 3 tracks on each side. It broke from the spindle hole that way towards the outside. I've been meaning to replace it. We should do music trivia someday. Someday, that'd be cool. Yeah. So we should do that someday, Duty Ron. Hang out. 52% of all Americans would rather spend a week in jail than do one of the following for a month. The correct answer is, and that kind of tips you off to when the trivia poll was asked, is A, president. They would rather spend a week in jail. 52% of Americans who were polled just before the election would rather spend a week in jail than be president. Now, obviously that can't be everybody, but 52% of those who were polled said that they would rather spend a week in jail than be president for a month. I'm addicted to Rondo Atotic videos. How much vinyl do you have, Brooks? Total number of collection, I lost track of. If I had to guess, Brooke, counting, if I put in the collection, the total number, including the Johnny Cash records, I would say 160, 170 right in there, albums. That's not counting the 12-inch full-size record, singles. The limited edition promos where they only have 1 or 2 songs on one side and the B side is blank. And it doesn't count the 45s or 7-inch or the EP singles. But I have a lot. I have an awful lot. We actually thought about moving it all in here at one point, but that may happen in the future. I might move it out here, and then that way I can enjoy it whenever I want. But I don't know about the humidity and the temperature variance, in here. It's not the best thing when it comes to, to record albums. It's not the best thing for it. So, all right. Next trivia question. What fictitious murderer first appeared in the book, The String of Pearls? What fictitious murderer first appeared in String of Pearls? A, Captain Hook, B, Sweeney Todd, or C, David Sourputz from Psychoville? Which fictitious murderer first appeared in The String of Pearls? Captain Hook, Sweeney Todd, or David Sourputz? What is Gamma? Gamma's not what? I missed that. Gazamata? Is that how you pronounce it? Gazmata? Piano talent? Huh. B, man, B. As Alley Cat's guess is B, man, B. She's great. I'll write it down. Gamazda. All right. How many went with B because the majority selected it? I don't know. A lot of, we got BBA, C, B, 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 A, Dr. Hook, and Glowworm. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you had a happy Easter, Glowworm. B, don't know. B, Sweeney Todd, C, no idea, but B. Emma, hi Emma. Welcome to the stream, Emma. I hope you had a wonderful day today and a happy Easter. Hello from England. It's 3:30 a.m. Shh. It's 3:30 a.m. where Emma is. Everybody be quiet. Don't want to wake anybody else up. Amazing Grace, welcome. Anyone looking for amazing happy tunes, get yourself hooked on Billy Strings. Billy Strings is good. I listen to Billy Strings. So back to the trivia question. What fictitious murderer first appeared in The String of Pearls? The correct answer is B, Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd first appeared in String of Pearls. Is a fictitious David Sourputz is a fictitious murderer in the series Psychoville. B for the win. I will. Happy Easter. Did your boy do some Easter hunting today? No. Thank you for the super chat, Juju Positive. But no, we just gave him the basket. He wasn't really all that interested in it either. He kind of looked at it and was kind of lost on what it is. But you have to understand, my son has autism. He's autistic, but he has a hard time expressing emotions of, and it doesn't matter, sad, happiness, things like that. They are hard for him to express. He may be feeling it inside, but he doesn't know how to express, those emotions. So, we gave him the basket, and we went through and showed him all the things that were in there. He saw the crayons. He kind of perked up when he saw the crayons, because we call the, crayons, that you color with, we call them snack sticks, because he ends up eating most of the crayons he can get a hold of anyways. So, but again, thank you, Judith Positive, for the super chat. I appreciate it, sweetheart. Thank you. All right. So the next trivia question. You could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail in the year 1919 here in America for doing what? You could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail in 1919 here in America for doing what? Sneezing without covering, your face, or covering it up with the handkerchief, or, something, your shirt, something. But it just says covering up. Sneezing is A. B is flirting with a married woman. Or C, speeding in a car. You could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail in the year 1919 in America in 1919 for doing what? A, sneezing without covering up. B, flirting with a married woman. Or C, speeding. Love me like Music 7. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. Loved me like Music 7. For marrying a neighbor's goat. If you really want to go down a rabbit hole, look at how many states, and I'm not joking, Brian, look it up. How many states actually have laws against bestiality? Yes. There are states where bestiality is not against the law, or it's just a misdemeanor. Thank you, Alicat. Sneezing because of the Spanish flu pandemic. It's what Mary Frederick said. And welcome, Mary, to the stream. I hope you had a happy Easter. Katrina Middleton, welcome to the stream. Katrina, I hope you had a wonderful Easter. Mr. Meaner. Ew, gross. Oh, that makes sense, Katrina and Mary. You could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail in the year 1919 here in America for doing A, sneezing without covering up, B, flirting with a married woman, or C, speeding. Will and chat, I'm off to bed, 6 a.m. Alarm goes off fast. Thank you for the trivia. Great to be here. Glad I caught you live. Thank you again, Duty Ron. I appreciate it. And you have a wonderful week ahead, sir. And thank you again for all the reporting that you've been doing on the Orrin and Orson West. It's very important that, people, understand that we need to find these boys, and that we need to make sure that whoever is responsible for it is brought to justice. Thank you again. Flirting with a married woman? Could be. This is fun, Alicat. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Oops. Apparently, I forgot to turn off notifications. Oops. Crime's curious. It might not have been B because it was probably a woman's fault if someone flirted with her back then. Interesting. Did I miss somebody? Oh, there you are. Diana Bowman. Welcome to the stream, Diana. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and a happy Easter. You could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail in 1919 in the U.S. for doing what one of these? Sneezing and without covering up, B, flirting with a married woman, or C, speeding. The correct answer is A, sneezing without covering up. In 1919, you could be sentenced to up to 1 year in jail for not covering up when you sneeze. I Rage, welcome. How you doing, I Rage? I hope you had a wonderful weekend and a happy Easter. Eve, hi Eve. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a happy Easter, Eve. Short nice? Yeah, I got one right. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off, but you can still hear me. But I'm just going to turn the camera off for a couple of minutes. So I'm still here. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Yep. Sentenced up to 1 year for sneezing without covering up. So the next trivia question is convicted inmate number 2599 was sentenced to life in prison for doing what? Convicted inmate number 2599 was serving a life sentence for what? Killing a bird, A, B, killing a cat, or C, killing a goat. Convicted inmate number 2599 was sentenced to life in prison for A, killing a bird, B, killing a cat, or C, killing a goat. Don't know what it is, Lisa. Can't say. B, we got a lot of B's and A's, some C's. 1924. Convicted inmate number 2599 was sentenced to life in prison for A, killing a bird, B, killing a cat, or C, killing a goat, serving a life sentence in prison. Carolina, how are you going to get a goat into jail? Well, he was convicted inmate 2599 killed this thing, one of these, before being sentenced to, life in prison. Victoria Castanon. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Castanon. I rage. Guessing bird because they are protected species. That's an interesting theory. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Convicted inmate number 2599 was serving a life sentence for, the correct answer is B, killing a cat. Killing a cat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, convicted inmate number 2599 was a dog. Yes, a dog. The dog was sentenced to do life in prison for killing a cat. Short and nice, you got it right. Congratulations. Yep, convicted inmate 259 was serving a life sentence for killing a cat. It was a dog, and it was a male dog. Yeah. Emma C. What? That's not fair. He became he actually lived a pretty good life. I watched a little documentary on it. I didn't get to watch the entire documentary, but he had a pretty good life. As he was sentenced to, serve a life sentence for killing a cat, it was pretty much the pet of all the inmates. And all the inmates just loved over this dog because nobody got to any pets back then or saw any animals. They might have seen, cows or something out in the pasture, or something, horses. But they didn't get to see cats or dogs or anything else. Might have saw a bird flying in the sky, but they certainly didn't get to interact with it every day. This dog was very well loved and taken care of the rest of his life, but was sentenced to life in prison for killing a cat. Hi, Chatterbox. I thought maybe it was a cat torture movie documentary. Yeah. Probably saw plenty of rats and mice. Yeah. The Birdman of Alcatraz, he really did keep finches. I think they were brown and yellow finches. The Birdman of Alcatraz. He was one, the famous inmates of Alcatraz. Someone brought a goat into one of the condo units here, and we are all in long. We're not allowed to. No pets. Wow. Hi, Sandra, and welcome to the stream, Sandra. I hope you had a happy Easter today. Luca. Must have been a special cat. I don't know the circumstance. I didn't get to watch enough of the documentary to find out who the cat belonged to or anything like that. Hi. S. Brook. There are several prisons across the United States that do that with cats that are they're either going to be euthanized or they're from a pet shelter. They they live with the cats there, and prisoners who they're not necessarily. I don't know if they're on death row, but they're inmates who are doing in excessive amount, like 100 years, sentence for heinous crimes against society, and they found that by bringing cats in and having cats live with the inmates in their cells, that it actually helps reduce the amount of violent outbursts of inmates, and it also it's been found to be very therapeutic for the inmates themselves, because they've never cared for anybody else in this world or taken care of themselves very well, but they find that in a lot of cases they'll do everything and stay on in good behavior within prison if they are given a cat to take care of. Lifers get cats. It was the governor of Pennsylvania's cat, was it, Juju? Okay, that's cool. I never got around to watching the rest of the documentary about it, but now we know who's the cat belonged to. Thank you, Juju. You wouldn't want to know what he did to control the pet population in a small town I grew up in. No. Here in the UK, all wild swans are owned by. Where'd it go? Oh, by the Queen, so it's illegal to kill or take them? Wow. I didn't know that, Emma. Learn something new every day. Shelter dogs in prison? Cool. Same goes for leashes. Is that the name of the program? Leashes? For lifer program with the shelter dogs? Well, love music. Love me. Love like music. 7. Thank you. I didn't know that. Okay, next trivia question. In Atlanta, Georgia, it is illegal to tie a giraffe to what type of item? A giraffe. Atlanta, Georgia. You cannot tie a giraffe to A, a house, B, a tree, or C, a telephone pole. In Atlanta, Georgia, you cannot tie a giraffe to which of the following? A house, B, a tree, or C, a telephone pole. Dogs in prison in Pennsylvania. That's cool. Little Angels. Oh, I didn't. I think that's the one that I actually watched about Little Angels. Is a dog therapy for prisoners. A lot of C's. B. Alley Cat's going B. B. Mary Frederick is going with C. She's just guessing though. C. Brooks. I live in Atlanta. Well, Brooks, don't tie your giraffe up to anything. I don't. What are you doing with the giraffe in Atlanta, Georgia, anyways? Or anybody doing with the giraffe in Atlanta, Georgia? In Atlanta, Georgia, the trivia question is: it is illegal to tie a giraffe to which of the following? A house, B, a tree, or C, a telephone pole? The correct answer is a telephone pole. You cannot tie a giraffe to a telephone pole in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, should have waited for Brooks. Chatterbox, you're on your way home? I don't know, Brooks. I mean, that's the Juju. I don't know who would even have a giraffe to tie it to a house or a tree, and why would it be legal to tie a giraffe to a house or a tree, but not a telephone pole? I don't. I mean, the tree could still be owned by somebody else. The house could be owned by somebody else, like the telephone pole could be owned by somebody else. The telephone company. So I don't think it has to do with, it could possibly damage it. Actually got one right, Emma. Pink Camo. Better late than never. Hi, everyone. Hi, Pink Camo. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a happy Easter, Pink Camo. You probably don't want to know. I don't know. Katrina Middleton, right? I saw a label on a chainsaw set saying not to use it in the dark. Yeah. Was it the warning label? I can't remember if it was Mop and Glow or it's some kind of like floor polish, but on the can itself it said this item is not to be consumed by humans. It's not fit for human consumption. It was like Mop and Glow or something like that. Dude, when it comes to warning labels on products, you have to spell everything out for some people. And it's just like the lady who used Gorilla Glue in her hair. If it's not on there, people will use it, or eat it. You can't tie an alligator to a fire hydrant in Texas. The city owns the pole. I don't know. Well, there are Tide Pods. Yeah, people eat those. That became an actual trend on when people were doing it on TikTok and on in other sites. They were posting videos of them eating Tide Pods. Why the hell would you do that? I don't know. You got to be dumb as hell just to do something like that. And in my opinion, obviously, maybe you're smart and you just thought that Tide Pods were good for you. But why would anybody want to eat a Tide Pod? I don't know. Gorilla Glue, yeah. She was going to sue the company, but I guess somebody paid for all her medical bills, so she decided not to sue Gorilla Glue because she sprayed it in her hair. All right, so the next question. It is illegal to run out of what in the state of Georgia? It is illegal to run out of what in the state of Georgia? A, milk, B, gasoline, or C, coffee. It is illegal to run out of what in the state of Georgia? That's funny, Emma. Yeah, I've seen that label on Planters peanuts. It has a warning label on the Planters peanuts. Look at it; it's on the right there on it. It says that the contents of this package may contain tree nuts or may be processed in a plant that processes peanuts. Planters peanuts has a warning on the package. So gasoline, gas, CB, gasoline, coffee. Oh my God, that reminds me, I forgot to buy toilet paper. Gasoline, Tide Pods, or soap. Oh, my stupid people ate it. Oh, yeah, Lisa. And not just a couple people. We're talking thousands and thousands of people ate Tide Pods, and they took videos of themselves eating Tide Pods. It became such a trend that there's a channel that's online on YouTube. It's called College Humor, and they actually spoofed it. Eating Tide Pods. They made a video about it. You can find it on College Humor on their YouTube channel about eating Tide Pods. We're just going to Google, YouTube and search eating Tide Pods on YouTube. College Humor. Yep. Tide Pods are clothes soap. They are. Gas, B, although I think it should be toilet paper. Yeah. It is legal in the state of Georgia to run out of what? A, milk, B, gasoline, or C, coffee. Glowworms is guessing peaches, food shortage. Did they die or just vomit? I want College Humor for years. LOL. But I never saw that. Lisa Irwin, it's on their YouTube channel. I know it is. I know it's on their YouTube channel. But no, I don't know if anybody ever died from it, but I'm sure they got sick. I don't know if anybody ever swallowed the Tide Pods. I'm sure there are probably people who did, though. Excuse me. I huffed gas as a teenager. Wow. Ever watch My Strange Addiction? I have. The last episode of Strange Addiction, obviously, I don't watch them all the time, but the last one I watched was a guy who was in love with his car. Tide Pods are for kids. Ate her couch. Yeah, there are very strange addictions out there people have. The correct answer to it's illegal in the state of Georgia to run out of what? A, milk, B, gasoline, or C, coffee. The correct answer is B, as in boy, gasoline. It is illegal in the state of Georgia to run out of gasoline. People run out of gasoline all the time, but it's illegal in the state of Georgia to run out of gasoline. Now, I will add to this, kind of put an asterisk side note, that I found a total of 11 counties in the state of Georgia where it is illegal to run out of gasoline. That falls under what is called a old blue law. That means laws that have been on the books for an awfully long time that there are never enforced anymore. But it is a blue law in the state of Georgia that it is illegal to run out of gasoline. Who ate her walls? The one of the other episodes that really was bizarre was the paint drinker. She drank paint. She actually had physical withdrawals from not drinking paint. My strange addiction. She drank paint. She loved the smell of it. She loved the taste of it from paint, like you would use to paint your walls with. She drank paint. Should be coffee. I agree with you, Lisa. Should be coffee. Toddlers were eating Tide Pods, and they ended up redesigning them. I can understand, how they look kind of like candy, maybe, to a toddler or someone like that. But these weren't toddlers who were eating the Tide Pods and taking the Tide Pod challenge. From the videos of people eating Tide Pods, like we're talking mouthfuls, not just one or two. Some people did one or two, Tide Pods. Other people put entire mouthfuls of Tide Pods in and chew them up. Saw one on the episode where a girl had to eat dirty diapers. Oh God. That's why you don't watch television. Yeah, you can catch a lot of these episodes on YouTube too. All right. Next trivia question. What has 24% of all Americans as of 2019, 24% of all Americans as of 2019 admitted that they have done in the past 24 months? What has 24% of all Americans admitted to doing within the past 24 months as of 2019? A, speeding in a car. B, illegal gambling. Or C, adultery. What has 24% of all Americans admitted as of 2019 they have done within the past 24 months? Speeding, illegal gambling, or adultery? Damn. Her deceased husband's ashes. Speeding, C, B, C, B. Oh, wow. Emma, C, C. What was B? B is illegal gambling. Illegal gambling. What has 24% of all Americans admitted as of 2019 doing in the past 24 months? A, speeding. B, illegal gambling. Or C, adultery. 24% of all Americans in the past 24 months. CBC. Good old-fashioned cheating. Adult. C, speeding. It's speeding on the way to commit adultery. It's a good one, Brian. Illegal gambling, is that drug dealing? Illegal gambling would be like betting, placing a bet on a sporting event through a bookie, not through a parlay, or a betting office. Betting on in a football pool, or betting in fantasy football or baseball or something like that. That's not legal. Maybe it's illegal in your state or locality. That would be that's what illegal gambling is. I think is what they're referring to in that context. But in what has 24% of all Americans admitted as of 2019 doing in the past 24 months? A, speeding in a car, or B, illegal gambling, or C, adultery. You hope it's not C, Emma? Illegal. Just rolling with going with adultery. B, question mark. Sandra's going with C. Pink Camo's going to gamble on adultery. If it's C, guaranteed it's under admitted. Remain with C. What has 24% of all Americans as of 2019 admitted to doing in the past 24 months? The correct answer is B, illegal gambling. Horse pucky. It's got to be a heck of a lot higher than that. A lot of people gamble on things that that is illegal. They may not see it as illegal or consider it illegal, but it happens a lot. Office pools, for sporting events, football, baseball, hockey, whatever the sport pool might be. But the correct answer, in 24% of Americans admitted to illegal gambling in the past 24 months as of 2019. Yeah, it's got to be way higher than that. More than 24%, 4% commit adultery. It might be. I don't know what the real numbers are for adultery on how many Americans, cheat. I mean, I would hope it would be zero, but there are a lot of people out there that do a lot of stupid things. Yeah. Didn't realize that office pools were illegal. Office pools are illegal gambling. At-home poker games for money? Yep. That's illegal gambling. Yeah. They don't admit to it. When the baby will be born. Yeah, and some of them are like that are pretty well, people know it. That they know it's illegal gambling, but they just don't care. I mean, every year, for Groundhog's Day, is Puxatawny, Phil, is he going to see his shadow or not? There are people who bet on just that. If you can find two people to give up their money on it, people will bet on it. Oh my God, I bet you $1. All right, so next question. It's a crying shame. Welcome. Hope you had a happy Easter. It's a crying shame. Next trivia question. In China, what crimes can lead to a sentence of castration? What crime in China can lead to a sentence of castration? A, murder. B, treason. Or C, adultery. In China, what crime can lead to castration? Murder, treason, or adultery? Peeing in public. I think they flog them there for peeing in public. I rage, all the above. We have C, 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 C. B, C. I think the UK has much more relaxed rules on gambling. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. If it's much more relaxed rules on gambling. Yeah, I have friends who live in the UK and family as well, but friends that I speak with quite a bit that they do they go down to certain places and actually place bets on horse racing and stuff like that. I don't know if they do it a lot, but I mean they bet on a football game. What you guys call football. Winning the wrong number. Youch. C, adultery kind of fits the crime. B, treason. I'm going to go with the obvious with C. C. Winging the wrong number. Rosemary. B. Only thing I do that is illegal is. Yeah, it's like here in the United States. They actually sat down and they put together a committee of actual government officials to try to count how many laws are on the books in the United States. How many laws are actually on the book, federal laws only. They gave up because they couldn't find an actual real number because there are so many laws on the federal level. Nobody knows of all the different laws that are out there. They have no idea how many federal laws are out there because they're constantly adding more. A baby and an old man. Kim Berry, welcome to the stream, Kim Berry. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. So, in China, what crime can lead to a sentence of castration? A, murder, B, treason, or C, adultery? Which one can lead to a sentence of castration? Yeah, you probably shouldn't eat Tide Pods. Just gonna throw that out there to everybody in case you're kind of hungry later on. You want to snack on something. You should probably avoid eating Tide Pods. Thinking they might be bad for you. You would think that there'd be enough common sense that when these stupid challenges come up, on the internet, that people would say, you know what, I'm not going to eat Tide Pods. In the Wild Wild West, it's still illegal to spit on the sidewalk in some states. Well, spitting's disgusting as it is. Nobody should spit. Yeah, I understand that there's circumstances where you may have to spit something out, but you don't have to spit it on the ground or anywhere. I don't want to see it. It's disgusting. They don't need any more kids in China, but the CCP will pretty much take any part that they can use for organ harvesting. So it's kind of an open-ended question. In China, what crimes can lead to a sentence of castration? A, murder, B, treason, or C, adultery? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you I Rage. I Rage jumped in with the correct answer right off the bat. All of the above. A, B, and C. Every option is the correct answer. Well, I Rage actually said D. D, all the above. D's not an option, but I Rage, congratulations, you got it. All three of them, yep, is the correct answer. Murder, treason, and adultery all can lead to a sentence of castration. Hi, Judy. Welcome to the stream, Judy. I hope you had a great weekend and a happy Easter. Lisa 1111, happy Easter. Well, happy Easter to you too, Lisa. So many kids in China. Sorry for all of our viewers in China. Yeah, I don't think I don't. Nobody's actually ever chimed in and told me that they're a viewer from China. I have a map in the other studio. It's on the wall with little pins from different locations from around the world, and I know I have people who they're in the southern rim. So I don't know if they're in China. I'd have to go look at the map. But I'm sure I have viewers from there. I got a lot more people that view my content that ever subscribe to it. That's the honest truth. 73% of all the people who watch my content are not subscribers. 73%. It just keeps on showing up on the top of everyone's page when they watch the videos and they come onto the live stream or whatever. It suggests my next video. I don't care. I mean, I'm sure I want everybody. I would like everybody to subscribe, but doesn't hurt my feelings. Happy Debbie, how you doing, Deb? And happy Easter to you too. Deb does readings. Happy Easter, Mr. Gemini. Happy Easter. Yeah, in China, what crimes can lead to a sentence of castration? In China, the correct answer is all the above, but the options were A, murder, B, treason, C, adultery. If you are convicted of any murder, treason, or adultery, can lead to castration in China. Have just a quick look at the gambling laws comparisons. It is too complicated for this time in the morning. However, all but 4 states have banned online gambling, but it's illegal it's legal in the UK. Yeah, well, I mean, there's sites like FanDuel for you can Hey, we're back. Yeah. I know. I froze. That was my fault. Sorry. But okay, so I was saying like FanDuel, for online gambling, you can gamble on sporting events. You it may not be legal because they're not everywhere, but I know in my state it's illegal, but they just about everybody knows a way around it. So FanDuel is definitely online gambling. But most of the when it comes to like casino gambling in my state, it's on a reservation or it's connected to it. The place you're gambling is actually connected to a reservation. Hope you aren't going off screen to smoke. I'm having one right now with you. No, iRage, I am not off screen smoking. Yes, I am. I always turn the camera off when I'm smoking. Even though not Facebook, but even though YouTube says that it's not against their policy, you can do it on if you want, because it's not considered. They don't have it listed as a drug. That is against the guidelines for family content or minors. The stream is actually listed for 18 and over. So why are all casinos in my state connected to reservations? It's just the laws. I don't know, Lisa. I don't know but what Vegas Live on Facebook is. Yeah, but YouTube is, the way that they change their policy, iRage, I just never know. Hello, V. Welcome to the stream, V. All right, so the next question is in Georgia. In Georgia, a woman can be sentenced up to 4 years in prison for doing which of the following? A woman in Georgia can be sentenced to up to 4 years in prison for doing which of the following? A, farting. B, flirting in public. Or C, finishing in first place in a contest. In Georgia, a woman can be sentenced up to 4 years in prison for doing which of the following? A, farting. B, flirting in public. Or C, finishing first in a contest. Flirting, hooking. Welcome to the stream, George Ritchie. Was it with Georgia tonight? I just randomly grabbed 11 questions. This is the last one. I randomly grabbed 11 questions that were on a list of 200, that just ones that were interesting to me. I know that's nothing against Georgia. Yeah, hell, you could probably find laws like and things that are trivia questions for any state. But I think there were like 200 questions total on the 2 different sites that I looked at, and I just grabbed ones that were interesting to me. I used to smoke like a trooper. I quit several years ago. Vapes are hugely popular. Far more to see more someone vape than smoke now. Have they caught up on the U.S.? Emma, when it comes to vaping, depending upon where you are in the U.S., it's either legal or it's illegal. You can't vape indoors. You know, at least in my state, you can't vape or smoke indoors anywhere anymore. Not in private social clubs, you bars, casinos. You can't smoke anywhere anymore or vape indoors. And at least in my state where I live. In my state, they've also outlawed most types of flavored vaping products. You can buy menthol or regular juice, but you can't buy like the wild cherries or the blue mangoes and stuff like that. Different flavors. They stopped the pods in Ottawa. Yeah, I rage. I watched the thing on Vice TV about that, and the main issue with the vaping that was causing lung problems is that a lot of bootleg illegal vaping juices were making it into the mainstream stores. Stores were selling vaping products that they thought were real, and it turned out that they were bootlegged, and the containers, the packaging, everything looked spot on, but were being mass produced in overseas, and then being shipped to the United States, and then they got mixed into the by scrupulous dealers who were mixing them in with the mainstream ones that were regulated and everything else. But they found that that's where a lot of the lung issues were coming from. A lot of people got really sick, and some people died from vaping products that were illegal. It's crazy as people smoking bath salts. Yeah, yeah. The synthetic marijuanas, bath salts. But in Georgia, a woman can be sentenced to up to 4 years in prison for doing which of the following? A, farting, B, flirting in public, or C, finishing first in a contest. The flavors are massive here, though. Recently found out that they have stopped selling menthol cigarettes here, though, which many was which was your vice. Ooh, sorry about that, Emma. The menthol cigarettes are not, and the government is cracking down on it here, state government, because they're not as safe as regular cigarettes. People think, well, it's menthol, it's safer. I don't know how they figure that. I guess just like light cigarettes and ultralight cigarettes, you can't find ultralights anymore in my state. I don't. They may sell them someplace else. They don't sell them here in this state, but they sell light cigarettes. But people, for some reason, thought that they were safer. Um, here's a something for a news flash for everybody out there that does smoke, and we all know it. But for those who don't, if you are sticking something lit on fire in your mouth, yeah, it's usually not a good idea or safe for you. But some people think ultralights and light cigarettes are safer. No. How do bath salts get them high? What's in it? Lisa, I don't know. It's a synthetic. Um, I don't know. I don't know enough about bath salts or the synthetic marijuanas and stuff like that. I don't know what's in them to actually talk about that. Love your dry humor. Thank you. But in Georgia, a woman can be sentenced up to 4 years in prison for doing which of the following: farting, flirting in public, or finishing first place in a contest? The answer is B, flirting in public. Flirting. The law goes back to before the state of Georgia was actually a state. Before they became a state, it's been on the books that long ago. Flirting, a woman flirting in public. Yeah, tree oil. Farting, flirting, or first. What year was that law enacted? Is it still in effect? It's still on the books. And here, so I was talking about this earlier. They're called blue laws. They've actually found that when it comes to what they call old blue laws, that it's more costly to take the law off of the books or make it, unenforceable. So it's more costly to do that than it is to just write another law that says that law can't be enforced anymore. And you have so many laws that are passed, nobody can enforce them. They just say, well, you know what? It's cheaper just to, instead of taking the law off the books completely, we'll just make another law that makes this law not enforceable anymore. It's cheaper to do it that way. So that's what they do. But a lot of laws, I mean, like you can't ride a horse, in a town, on a Thursday afternoon, if you're wearing red. There are stupid laws like that have been on the books since the Old West. I know, like it was in another county it's a couple counties away from here, or maybe 2 counties away from here. But you can't shoot someone dead on a Sunday afternoon. That's an actual law in that county. You can't shoot someone dead on a Sunday afternoon. Well, wouldn't it be illegal to shoot someone dead anytime? Well, yes, of course it's illegal to shoot someone dead on any other day of the week or time. But they actually have a law on the books. So that means if you walk around in any stand, you're screwed. Walk around it. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what it was, but I think it's like something like if you get in a car or a vehicle and you drive any more than 4 miles in one direction, through town, that you will commit at least 2 motor vehicle offenses, infractions, just driving 4 miles in a car. There are laws that are on the books that are just absolutely, they're foolish when it comes to motor vehicle laws. Like in my state, you don't have to have a windshield on your car. You don't have to have doors on your car. You don't have to have a hood on your car, but you have to have working windshield wipers. You have to have working windshield wipers. You don't even have to have a windshield. But if they stop you and you don't have working windshield wipers on your car, they can write you a ticket for that. But what if you don't have a windshield? Why would you need windshield wipers if you don't have a windshield? That's the law. What the heck? Yeah. Sabrina. Welcome to the stream, Sabrina. I can buy some Canadian cigarettes. Can't think of the name of them. Sunday afternoon is the best time. No windshield. Yeah, but most of those laws about the no windshield, and no doors, were made for so Jeeps could actually be on the road. Um, and Tim, my buddy, he just bought a Jeep, and you can take the doors off of, it's a four door Jeep, but you can take all the doors off, the windshield off, the roof off, and it actually came with places to store them in the back of the vehicle. But in place of taking the doors off, it has a strap that comes out, kind of like you would you use at the movie theater, and then it has like a hook, and you hook it on the thing. That ain't gonna stop anything if anybody's gonna fall out of a vehicle, but it makes it legal for it to be a four-door vehicle with no doors. And it's just a hook, goes into a little metal latch. We have laws here about executing natives. Wow. Is that in Canada? You read everything you can to get your paws on, V? That's cool. I read a lot of really, really interesting stuff. And it's not really stuff that is it pertains to my day-to-day life. It's just stuff that interests me. I'll show you this is just what is on my bookshelf next to me here. Women, Sex, Rock and Roll in Their Own Words. Great book, by the way. It's by Liz Evans. Then a book on Freemasonry, the invisible cult in our midst. It's kind of a conspiracy nut book written by Jack Harris. Satan is Alive and Well on Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. The Devil's Alphabet. That's by Kurt Koch. Wackanut. World's Weirdest Cults by Martin Eban. 666 by Salem Kurban. New Age Cult by Walter Martin. This guy's done a lot of stuff, everything from movies, books, videos, directive, nothing movie-wise they actually made it in a theater, but directed like, VHS, DVD. Bob Larson's Satanism. Doomsday Cult, a study, conservation, and maintenance of faith by John Laughlin. Prince of Darkness, 666, the Antichrist of the New World Order by Jeffrey Grant. No One Gets Out Alive, the long-awaited biography of Jim Morrison by Jerry Tompkins. And then I read textbooks. Since my wife is actually working on her doctorate, eventually, getting her doctorate in psychology, I read all her textbooks, especially when she's done using them. That's an entire physical library, V. You're working OT. Bye, okie dokie. You have a great night, okie dokie. Deb does readings. I'm 52. I need the big print to actually see the words. I'm getting there. My glasses are no line trifocal, so it's got three different variations of optic in it. So when I look down like this, I can see it in larger print, than where it is in the next one, or in the middle. The older I get, the worse my vision gets. But I'm okay with it. Nothing I can do about it, Well, I looked into laser eye surgery. Nope, that won't work. Better than bifocal? Yeah, well, I had bifocal for a couple of years, and eventually I got to the point where the bifocal prescription, subscription, was, I couldn't quite, everything wasn't clear enough through the bifocal. I had no line bifocals for a couple of years. And got to this point now, especially if I try to read something that's like right here in front of me. I do this a lot. I don't have much time to read nowadays with a 3-year-old. However, I get around by listening to audiobooks. Often fall asleep after the first few sentences, though. Emma, I'm there with you, sweetheart. I am there. I mean, I got a 4-year-old son, but when it comes to reading, I end up reading a lot of children's books now. Besides these, I mean, this just interests me. Plus, it kind of helps me understand, like the ones on the occult and stuff like that. That it helps me kind of understand a little bit more about, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, and this belief system of his, that he could speak to people, in the afterlife, and that he could, set up a porthole so they can, from her and him, so they don't even have to be in the same place and they can still speak to each other. Believe me when I tell you, it is a very old trick that has been around for an awfully long time, since the 1960s, as far back as I found it, in to dealing with different cults out there. You read a lot of kids' books? Yeah. Same here. I'll beat it for the readers. Just got mine last year. Bifocals, they mess up. LOL. Got to get new ones. I can't read without. I see newspapers all blurry. Yeah. Newspapers are really hard because first it's the contrast of the off-white paper itself, and then the black print doesn't do me a whole lot of good. And I mean, I love reading like the New York Times, or the Washington, USA Today, Washington paper. It's kind of funny because New York Times and the USA Today, obviously they're not from my state, but they actually print them right here locally at what used to be another newspaper. It was a local newspaper that went out of business. So now they print newspapers from around the world, for people who are subscribed to them. It's kind of like a hub for them to send them out. You watch a lot of YouTube, Sabrina? I try to watch YouTube. I'm falling behind though. I just don't have the time to keep up with all the different channels that I enjoy watching. But I try to catch up on what they're doing, and what they're talking about. You're here listening, Real Duct Tape and Duct Tape Bandit. Happy Easter, Duct Tape Bandit. But audio tapes. Um, whenever I go on car trips, long trips where I'm going to be in the car for 3 or 4 hours, somewhere in there, or depending on where I'm going. Um, and I do probably 4 or 5 trips like that per year. Obviously not last year, because of COVID shutdown. But I like to listen to Audible, the online. It's kind of like books on tape, but I use Audible, where they you can listen to the audio version of a book. That, and I bring the Rosetta Stone and then play it. It kind of breaks up the monotony of it. Kind of a busy time of the year for you. Yes, you can. I know. Well, I know from my local library, you can go. They have a lot of audio books, free audio books. I mean, sign up and get yourself a library card. Go to the library, and the audio books. A lot of my friends listen to audiobooks. They like series from different authors. I know, like you can get just an example, like John Carpenter's books. You can they have a lot of those on audio. Listen to them. Not books on tapes, but on CD. Hello, sunshine. Happy Easter to all you lovelies. Well, happy Easter to you as well. Hello, sunshine. We can get them online here too. Yeah. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Amazon is good books. Well, yeah. I've never bought any audiobooks with Amazon. Not one. I like Audible, where I can just listen to them. I don't need them. And then necessarily some authors that I like to listen to are a little bit long winded, but there are other authors that like Jim Kniffel. He's an author, and he actually wrote for several different newspapers, had columns with several different newspapers, but he's slowly going blind himself, and he has a tiny bit of vision left. I can't remember what it's called though, but he's written quite a few books that I like to read. Matt Sully, Duty Ron sent you over. Well, welcome to the stream, Matt Sully. Duty Ron's a great guy. Great man. My boy's 25th birthday, we got him LASIK eye surgery as a gift, and he has very bad vision. I had it 25 years ago. Yeah, I already looked into laser eye surgery. They can't do anything for me. They said that hopefully eventually that it'll progress to the point where the actual surgery itself get to the point where they can actually do something. That was a couple. See, this is 2021, so it's almost 2 years ago. Last time I went in and checked. I mean, they could help me with my distance vision. I can get more of that back, but not close vision. It's like right now with no glasses on, I can't. I have to do this, lean forward. So the monitor is right here. It's right behind the camera, so I'm probably 2 feet from it right now. I know. Yeah, and on the camera itself, the settings, I have it so it pans away, but because I'm that close to the actual monitor, but nothing is in focus. It's okay. It's life. Hello, sunshine. It doesn't bother me. It's like why cry over spilled milk? This is life, and I deal with it the best I can. It's all any of us really can do. Flower girl, welcome. And happy Easter to you as well. I hope you had a great Easter and a happy weekend. Are we completely healed from your bar attack? Brooks, speaking of that, oddly, I had a very interesting call on Thursday from the county's assistant prosecuting attorney's office. His attorney, the guy who assaulted me, he is offering he wants to take a plea deal. He wants to plead guilty to 2 charges, but he wants them to drop one, plead guilty, but he wants them to plead him down from a felony to a misdemeanor. He would do 9 months in jail for the assault on just me. But they don't want him to get one of if he's charged with the felonies, he would get 2 strikes. So, am I 100% healed from it? I don't have any more headaches from it. I had those for a week plus. Constant headache, and pain here on the side of my neck, for he was holding me down and was choking me. But they saw the talking to the assistant prosecuting attorney. And one of the reasons why he called me, not only to keep me informed of because of COVID and how backlogged the courts are, but to also let me know that I reached out and contacted them to let them know that the case can't come up in front of a certain sitting judge, because he's a personal friend of mine. So I can't have the case heard in front of him, and he deals with a lot of the prosecution cases from my city. So I had to let them know, look, it can't go in front of this person, as the judge in that case, on a case. So bye, Deb. You have a great week ahead, and thank you for stopping in tonight. He gets both eyes done sometime on Thursday. $4,890 Canadian. Huh? Is that considered expensive for laser eye surgery, or is that ballpark? I don't know. I don't know what the total cost is. I know my insurance company would cover it if I had it done. I mean, I'd have a copay, but I have 2 insurances. I have my own personal insurance, plus I'm also covered on my wife's, so I wouldn't know what the copay would even be. I'm sure it's probably up there, but I wish COVID was gone. It's bad here again. It's closed places. A lot of places have closed forever in my state and city. A lot of places. We had a friend who lost her business, 25 years in business. It's gone. She'll never reopen again. And that was her dream. It was her livelihood. It was everything for her. She put her blood, sweat, and tears into that place. And they wouldn't allow her to open back up, but at the same time, big box stores, like your Walmarts, your Targets, your Super Centers, all of them were allowed to open, and she was already having a tough enough time fighting with that, and and trying to win the war against the internet, in Amazon. But after 25 years, it's gone. She couldn't survive anymore with the closure. And even when she finally said, I can't pay the electric bill to keep this place, I have to pay the electricity. I have to pay the insurance, even though I can't open the doors to sell anything. It's sad. Yeah. Well, thank you, Emma. Don't know him. Never seen him before. Wouldn't know what the hell he looked like today if he walked up, and said hello to me. That's what burns me. How can we not support small businesses, but Costco and Walmart stay open? It's BS. Or her main problem wasn't with Costco. It was Walmart and um, Bed Bath and Beyond. They were allowed to open and stay open, but she wasn't. She had a kitchen, boutique store that was about the same square footage as a Bed Bath and Beyond, and she tried to ride it out as long as she could. And she had hope that she could apply for some of the government programs to get money to stay open. But in the end, none of it actually came to fruition. So, even though she applied for them, she wasn't fast enough, or other companies or businesses snagged up all the loans, and payroll protection or whatever to things that were out there available. And she finally had to say, after 25 years, I can't do it anymore. It was like a boutique kitchen accessories kind of store, kind of like Bed Bath and Beyond. That was her main competition in the space that she was in. Anyone get vaccinated? Everybody in my house, except for me and my son, we're the only ones that haven't been vaccinated. My wife has, my daughter has, my mother-in-law has, my father-in-law has, my wife's stepfather has, but me, no, nor has my son. I had COVID and recovered from it, but my son, he's never had any of the symptoms. And thank you for the super chat. Hello, sunshine. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You did, and your arm hurts. And the shot didn't. My wife and my daughter, mother-in-law, all three of them work in the medical, field, but they didn't complain about any pain for their arm. Might have been location in the arm and the muscle that you got it, but all of them, had kind of like a funk, like a kind of like some of the symptoms you'd have of a cold for a couple of days afterwards, but it went away. And they've all received their for the first and the second dose. Every one of them had the Madura. I think it's Madura shot. I could be wrong. It could be Johnson and Johnson for all I know. In Canada, we don't have enough yet for anyone under the age of 60. Our governor here just announced that everyone 50 years of age and over can now go in and get the. We have a mass vaccination clinic that's set up at our fairgrounds. You make an appointment, you go, and you pull up in your car, you don't even get out. You just make an appointment, and you can get vaccinated or get the first shot, and then the second shot a couple weeks later or whatever. within a couple weeks. I've had both vaccines as special needs teacher, but my husband, who's a scientist who dropped everything to try to help develop a vaccine, still hasn't had his first. Oh, and thank you, Emma, for doing what you're doing. A special needs teacher, that is really nice. My son, he is, he's autistic, but it's going to be it's not like something that goes away, but he's going to need special assistance, through schooling the rest of his life. But thank you. I really appreciate you doing that. But worth it. That's cool. I made it back. So happy you're still on. My husband got vaccine. He was terrified because held him for 20 minutes in case he had a bad reaction. I've seen some reports online of people who say they've had bad reactions to it, and I'm not doubting that they had bad reactions. It all depends upon your medical history. You could have a bad reaction. Don't know. I mean, I don't work in the medical field. I don't know enough about the shots and stuff like that. So the Johnson is the one shot, is it? I don't know. I know they had to get theirs in two doses. So I think they got the first one in. I think you had to get the second one within 2 weeks, or there's something about 2 weeks. Moderna. That's what it is. Thank you very much. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Your daughter got the Johnson & Johnson one? Calgary, Alberta. Lisa got jabbed. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people here on the streams tell me that they're not going to get it. I don't know. I don't think life is going to get back to normal anytime soon until we either get everybody is vaccinated, or we have mass, herd. Trying to think of what the best way to put it. Herd immunity, I guess, would be the best way to put it. We have to have either everybody gets a shot, or we have to have a herd immunity before life is going to ever get back to to what used to be normal. I don't think life is ever really going to get back to normal. I think as human beings, we've all become very complacent. That if something like this ever pops up, that we are all going to be able to do is take care of it tomorrow afternoon. It would never be an issue. If you really want to freak yourself out, ladies and gentlemen, look into a zoonotic, diseases and viruses, zoonotic viruses in particular. Look that up. You would absolutely, first you would be locking yourself into a room and never having any interactions with any type of animal or human being, ever. Because there are thousands of viruses that make the jump from animal species into human beings all the time, all around the world. And if it wasn't for, if we don't have a healthy buffer zone in between us and these viruses, we're screwed. The entire issue asked us to reach locally and isolate. Immunity is near. I hope so. I live in Red Deer, and my sister there. I live in Calgary, Edmonton, then back home, Ottawa. I'm only 38, but have been both of my shots because of being a type 1 diabetic. I'm glad you got both of the shots, Sabrina. I could die. I had the flu back in 2015, got paralyzed, life support plasma, 1 year half in a hospital, and it took me 4 years. Oh, Carolyn Delrose, welcome to the stream. I'm sure I didn't say hello earlier. If you had commented or you took part of the trivia tonight, but I'm really sorry to hear that ever happened to you. See, your cat lays beside you. And my cat Bogey is somewhere here. I don't see him right now. He's either sitting on a chair on the other side of the table, or he's out somewhere in the rest of the space. Hello, sunshine. I was in China in January of 2019 for work in Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Beijing, and 100 Kims from Wuhan when the outbreak happened. No sign of virus then. Wow. Well, everybody I know who was in China, they got the heck out. They got out of China. They went to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong to either back to the UK or back to the United States. They went somewhere, but they had to go to quarantine. Well, you can always watch it in rewind after the stream is over with. It'll be on my YouTube channel. You can watch it then. Watch the trivia. Before COVID, I called the ambulance for my sister, and they asked if she had been to China. Huh. No quarantine, no checks, nothing. Came home, usual. You got lucky. My friend David was in. Now I think I want to say he was in Shenzhen, because he works in he works for as a parts. What do they call that? He works for a company that makes control units for industrial applications, the overhead cranes, and big metal foundries, foundries and stuff like that. He works for a company that actually makes them. So he was there I believe it was in Shenzhen, purchasing or talking to vendors or something along those lines. But I think that's where he was. I don't know. Maybe he could have been somewhere else, in China at the time. Huh. Let's see. I think he was home at the time. I think he was back in the U.S. Well, I'm thinking of somebody else who used to do a lot of videos for his YouTube channel, but I believe he was back in the United States at that time. He has a YouTube channel called Strange Parts. We went on holiday in February to Bali and Lombok for 2 weeks. That's when it started to be known on our return flight home, but still no checks. Hi, Didi. We leave it or not. When I was in ICU in 2015, there was COVID patient right in the next room from me. I realize now, I know Holly 2015, COVID was here. Believe me. Well, okay. I'm not 100% sure that this is what I'm about to say is 100% accurate. I could be slightly off, but this is my understanding: is there has been COVID forever. The COVID-19 is, in its actual real name or whatever they call it, is a strain that obviously came from Wuhan, and made the jump. They now know came from nature. And what, for all those conspiracy nuts out there who want to believe that it came from a laboratory and it was intentionally released, that's wrong. And it didn't come from a laboratory where it went to they gave it to a bat and then somebody ate it in a fresh market, which is disgusting as hell. Fresh markets there, live market. If you've never been anywhere and seen an actual live market, don't go. You're not missing anything. But there's different strains. There's always been strains, and yes, and a lot of conspiracy, people who believe in conspiracies will point out on the back of a can of Lysol spray or Clorox wipes. I gotta put my glasses on. On the back of it here, right? It says human coronavirus influenza A2 virus. Been on the container forever. I mean, this obviously is a new container, but coronavirus has been listed, and it's been real. It's been around for a long time. It's just the COVID-19 strain is what kills people. And yes, I know there's a 90+% recovery rate from it. Your family had COVID in 2019. We got it from my sister who was visiting us from New York. She was sick, and they told her it was the flu, and all of us got sick. It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, I think it. I watched the thing on CNC or some news program or something like that I was watching, and I think they listed coronavirus on the back of that Lysol spray. I think I want to say like 2000 or 1999. It's been listed on there that Lysol spray is effective at killing it on surfaces. I mean, but it's the COVID-19, the strain, and there will be COVID 21 or 22, or I don't know enough about it though. Like I said, I'm probably wrong, but either way, you literally thought you might die. What happened to the flu virus? Coolie dog Stubonnet? Coolie dog Stubonnet? What happened to the flu virus? Nothing happened to the flu virus. The flu virus is still here. It's everywhere around you. I know people want to think that that there haven't been any flu deaths. That's wrong. There have been flu deaths. Have they been changing the numbers to list everybody who dies from the flu as COVID deaths? No. I see it all the time. I hear about it all the time on the radio or television or whatever. You want to believe that? Great. I know people, and I have personally lost a friend this past year who died of the flu. He was 93. He got the flu and he died. He didn't die of COVID. They didn't list COVID on his death certificate either, because I went with his sister to go pick up his death certificate. So I know he died from the flu. Is it real? Yes. Do people die from the flu every year? Yes. But, people are going to believe whatever they want. I don't care. That's true. It's not going to sell, and the fear and shock and awe. I mean, I get the flu shot. I didn't last year because everything, the clinics, even the clinics that had the flu shots were closed because nobody knew what the hell was going on. And I bet in hindsight, they wish them at least we're live. Yeah, and I know it's buffering right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am aware that it is buffering. Yeah, a lot of my friends, and people I've known for years. And I volunteer through a family social organization. It's a family fraternal organization that I volunteer with, and a lot of our we've lost almost an entire generation that and people don't even realize that they're dying off. They're getting older. It's sad. A lot of aspects though of the generation, younger children that are and teens and adults that are out there now. They don't pay they figure everything that they'll ever need to know is on the internet. I hate to break the bad news to them though. Not everything is on the internet. You can't learn everything from the internet, and just sitting down and talking to someone, you can learn a lot about life, and you can read about it and learn about it in a textbook or online, but you're not gonna be able to get the same information as a hearing from somebody who actually lived through it. Hi, soccer mom of one. I don't get the flu shot. Only time we did was the only time I ended up with sick kid in the hospital on a ventilator. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's buffering. Now I'm going to have to end the stream. It's right now we're at the weather outside, and whenever it gets to like this, it's just it goes. The signal goes up and down. I'm sitting here watching. I can see that thing going. I'm either full strength or I'm down to 1 or 2 bars, and I know it's buffering because I see the wheel of death in the middle of the screen. Physical libraries are essential. Yes, very essential. Without the written word, history can be altered. And that's why, it's always important to support your local libraries. You can scrub the internet and remove a lot of things from the internet, and it's never going to be able to be found again. But as long as you have it in print and you have it in a physical library, you can't alter that away from history. But everyone, I'm going to have to call it into the stream tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I hope that you all have a terrific week ahead. Remember, Mother's Day is coming up, everybody. So don't forget your mothers, and your mothers, your wives, your mom, mother-in-laws. Don't forget them. Mother's Day is coming up. So keep an eye on that. Oh, Katrina, Milton, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sweetheart. You have a great week, and everyone stay safe out there. And until next time, and next weekend, next Sunday, trivia night here again. I'm already working on the list for next weekend, for next trivia questions. So thank you again, everyone. Stay safe.